I'm 46 and I feel like I'm hotter than I've ever been. And my body is literally proving it every night at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Well, how many times have you been told to eat less and move more? Because I did. I did that for decades and it still didn't work. So then it resulted to a shot.
Well, we're not here to judge anyone's choices.
No, we're here because nobody told us the truth about ours.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Amber.
And this is Snatched Up. So before we get into it, on the platform that you're listening, please hit like.
And follow, like right now.
And don't forget to give us that 5-star review.
Yes. And send this to a woman that you know really needs to hear this conversation today.
You know who she is. So Amber, when I was 25, I had always been thin.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it was like, bam, something changed in my body.
Yeah.
So I had gotten out of a relationship, but I remember when I first started dating him, I was eating a kid's meal.
Mm.
And then by the time that I got done dating him, I was eating a 5-course meal of a salad and the entree and then a dessert. And slowly the weight started to gain. I was diagnosed with PCOS and I think it was just like a perfect storm.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I knew that you had been diagnosed with PCOS that young, at that young of an age.
Yeah.
I knew we talked about it before, but I didn't realize that you had it that early on.
Terrible periods and I had been diagnosed with PCOS. I guess I was about 19.
Okay. So for me, ever since I hit puberty, it has been a struggle ever since. It was never an easy thing. I would have to go from eating absolutely nothing. Now I could get it off quick, but I had to basically eat hardly nothing at all. And so I could drop the weight. I actually had one friend that used to be like, I could not believe how fast I could get it off. Not anymore. Not anymore now. That's changed. So mine has always been a struggle of having to reel it back in and then I'd gain and then I have to reel it back in. And then it's like your body keeps going to a new set point, which unfortunately just gets higher and higher and higher, unfortunately. And then honestly, I feel like I could control my weight better when I was pregnant. I lost so much weight with Bryant. And so I know that's why it's probably hormonal is what plays into a lot of mine. So maybe I should probably just stay pregnant all the time because I can always weight better than.
I don't think that's a feasible option.
But
do you think that maybe it's because you eat better when you know that you're feeding another being?
I will say I know with Bryant that I did not have like any caffeine. I was a lot better. I was pretty strict with him or whatever, but I was also very active with him too. Well, I couldn't gain anything. And I was so sick. I could not gain anything. I actually went in probably about 6 pounds less. I lost 20 something pounds when I got pregnant with him and I gained only 17 back. So I remember my doctor looked at me and she was like, I don't care if you haven't gained anything. She's like, you better not lose another pound. And that was with Bryant. And then when I had Hartley, I had put on a little bit of weight. And so I knew I was like, I'm not gaining a bunch of weight. And I only gained 10 pounds with her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I only gained 10 pounds with Hartley. And technically, I only gained 17 pounds with Bryant, but that was really like a -5 because I lost so much weight. So I really didn't.
So food for me became an addiction. It became a coping mechanism. And so I know that is what happened to me because in my relationship, the first relationship that I was in, it was a little tumultuous. Yeah. Like I said, I started off eating kids' meals and then I went to eating like he ate.
Yeah.
And eating like a man ate. And so you add that to having insulin resistance that I never had to deal with because I just wasn't hungry. And so I didn't eat like that. He did. And so then I became accustomed to the way that he ate.
Yeah.
But then my body didn't handle the things that he ate the same way because I had PCOS, which creates insulin resistance.
Yeah.
And so then I went from weighing, when we first started dating, 135. I remember going to try on clothes with him in the mortgage business and I had weighed 190 pounds. So I'd gained that much weight. That's a lot of weight within a 5-year period of dating somebody.
Yeah. So, but what about like when you had a breakup? For me, like I could not even think about food. If I gone through a bad breakup, like with the kid's dad, I remember it was so awful. I could not eat anything. I would not eat anything. I remember my friends were like, you were losing your butt.
The best way to lose weight is to break up with somebody.
I know, right?
Yeah, it worked for my dad every single divorce, and he's been married 6 times.
Oh my God. Chuck.
We'd always laugh because he would eat salads, fermented salads. It didn't matter, but that's all he would eat, because I think that you get comfortable with somebody, then you start relaxing that a little bit.
So I think people definitely do use food as a coping mechanism. And I know I have before too. It's a comfort food. You want something. So it also doesn't help if you favor sweets and stuff like that too, because I do. I'm salty and sweets. But going back to what you were talking about with eating how he ate, my exes, I could not do what they did. They would go down and get cereal and ice cream and eat at 11 o'clock at night for a snack. And I was like, if I do that, I would be 700 and something pounds. Never did. But when I got to probably my heaviest, which has been several years ago, but I know it was a struggle because I was psycho about my watch. I would close those rings every day. I was exercising 5 and 6 days a week. I was counting calories, which was not fun. No one wants to do that. And it wasn't budging. It was not budging. It was going up. Then I was like, something is wrong. And at this point, I was like, I don't know what to do at this point. So that was when I finally broke down and decided I would get on a GLP-1, was several years ago. I guess it's been 3 years now or something like that. I didn't make that choice lightly either, but my sugar was going up, and I have a history of diabetes.
Mom.
My mom passed away from complications with diabetes. My little brother has diabetes. My grandfather has diabetes. My brother has, it's rampant in my family. And so when I started seeing that number go up too, I was like, okay, maybe this will be good for that as well. I'll get my sugar down a little bit, and then I can also get some weight off of me. It's kind of it's a catch-22. It makes me want to make smarter choices too, like food wise, because especially when you see the weight coming off, it just kind of gives you that motivation to keep going and to help it out. But then I'll also say at the same time, I don't work out 5 and 6 days a week like I did before I got on it, because I knew I didn't have to anymore, because I was dropping the weight. Now I'm still active. We play a lot of tennis. We played some pickleball last night. I was so sore from that. I could barely move today, but that was fun. It's like a crutch in some areas. And so I'm trying to make sure that I don't let it be that type of crutch. So, but I don't want to work out 6 days a week anyways.
So when I got the PCOS, like I said, it was because my periods
were off.
And then they do an ultrasound and they basically can tell that you have the PCOS. There's not a really exact way to figure it out, but I had enough of the symptoms. They're like, okay, you have PCOS. And for those of you that don't know what PCOS is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. I do know that I've dealt with hormone issues, which we'll get into that in a little bit. I had gained weight from that relationship. And then, of course, you go in breakup mode. So you go in breakup mode.
That's
and so
the best type of weight loss.
Lose weight. So I did. I dropped back down. I think I dropped 40 something pounds.
I was one of my breakups. I stopped losing weight, and I was like, okay, what's going on with this? I guess maybe I'm happy. So I actually put on happy weight after one of them one time.
Well, so then I dropped weight, and then of course I meet the girl's dad, and I was pregnant 4 months after meeting him, and all that weight loss I worked so hard for, just went down the drain because I got pregnant with Charlie, and I didn't gain a ton of weight with Charlie, but I did have preeclampsia when I was pregnant with Charlie, and so I had to have an emergency cesarean with her, and was a single mom. That's another story for another day. So I was home by myself and having a C-section with a newborn, and you don't have time to exercise. You don't have time to do anything. And then on top of that, the company I worked for went bankrupt 4 months into.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Charlie was 4 months old, and the company I worked for went bankrupt at the time, Home Bank, and so I was a ton of stress. So then all the weight that I lost, I didn't gain it back when I was pregnant with Charlie, but I damn sure gained it back after Charlie. So then kind of bounced around with my weight after that. And then I got pregnant with Sam. Long story, but we did end up getting back together. And then I had Sammy. And
we'll get into that.
That's going to be in our next episode.
On another episode?
Yeah. We're going to cover that in baggage and boundaries.
Yes. And that one's going to be fun.
Yeah. But so then with Sammy, I got gestational diabetes. And so with that, I really was learning how to eat better. So you have 60% chance of having diabetes after you have gestational diabetes.
Yes.
So it's a huge percentage.
That's actually how they found it with my mom.
Is it?
Yeah, well, it was gestational. And then they ended up telling her she may have been type 1 from the beginning, but she found out when she was pregnant with my brother.
Well, diabetes runs in my family, so
Mhm.
they say it can skip a generation. So my dad
Yes.
didn't have it, my mom didn't have it, but both of their grandparents
Had
or
it.
my dad's dad had it, my mom's grandparents had it.
Yeah.
And so it was on both sides of my family,
Mhm.
but mine wasn't type 1, it was type 2.
Yeah.
With with Samantha, then I kinda lost weight, and then I went through the stuff that I went through with their dad. I got COVID, I was overweight, and my inflammation was
Yeah.
high. I'd had miscarriages and all the stuff that I went through for, like, 5 years, and
It's a lot.
yeah, but then once I got COVID, I was kind of on this mission to figure it out because their dad died, my dad almost died, my grandmother died, I had 2 miscarriages,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "Okay, what's going on? What do I need to fix?" And so with PCOS, they had tried to put me on metformin, but it made me so
For
sick.
PCOS, they did?
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
insulin resistance. And
Okay.
so metformin is also something that they use to treat diabetics,
Yes,
and
that's
it
fine.
makes you have diarrhea, it makes you have stomach cramps, headaches.
Mm.
I mean, people that take it can tell you it's absolutely miserable.
Y
They had put me on that, and I couldn't tolerate it.
Yeah.
And so then they put me on, something called Trulicity. So with Trulicity, it's a dulaglutide,
Okay.
and, I think I lost maybe 10 pounds on it. So it
Yeah.
wasn't and that was over, like, a 3-year period.
Yeah, I remember you
So
telling me that it
it
didn't
didn't
really
really make me
yeah.
lose weight, but it did get my blood sugar down,
Mm.
my A1C down from 7.3 down to, like, 5.6, and so it worked. Even though I didn't necessarily lose weight, it worked.
So, using a GLP-1, is it keeping your sugar down?
Trulicity is a dulaglutide,
Yeah.
and so it's still a GLP-1, but it only has one gut hormone receptor, while Mounjaro and Ozempic have 2.
2.
I didn't really lose a lot of weight, but it kept my A1C from 7.3 down to 5.6, which is in range, or maybe
Yeah.
5.3. I can't remember, whatever the in range was.
Under 6.4 is considered pre-diabetic. So it's like 5.6 or
6. I think it's
5.7
5
to
point yeah.
yeah, to 6.4 is pre-diabetic, and then once you hit that 6.4, then it's
Diabetic,
yeah.
yeah. So I was definitely diabetic and then
Yeah.
went, back to even under the pre-diabetic number with
Yeah.
Trulicity. My doctor wanted to change me, so she changed me to Ozempic,
Yeah.
and I actually gained 10 pounds with Ozempic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so I'm like, "Get me off of this," and she didn't wanna put me back on Trulicity, so I wonder sometimes if these doctors are incentivized to push a specific product.
Oh, yeah.
My primary care intervened and he put me on Mounjaro, and I still didn't really lose any weight. I lost the 10 pounds that I had gained going from Trulicity to Ozempic, and
Yeah.
then I lost that with Mounjaro, but it wasn't like this huge weight loss thing for me. The weight loss for me came from getting on the hormone
The
replacement therapy, which
HRT.
we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But what kind of symptoms did you have?
So with the GLP-1, so I have been in a love-hate relationship with those because they're great. It gives you the motivation once you start actually seeing it come off, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, I want to eat healthier. I'm like going to give this a boost to continue doing what it's doing and help you lose more weight." But at the same time, you do have some side effects. At first, really were not that bad at all. And
What dosage did you start out
I mean, I
at?
started out at the very smallest, like the 2.5.
Mhm.
And then for the longest, I would not go up to the highest dosage, which is a 15 milligram, because I just didn't want to be on it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to start weaning off. And I dropped like 60 something pounds, I think. And then I was like, okay, I don't really want to be on this. I want to come off of it. I just want to do it naturally. And so I came off of it, but I gained 30 something pounds back within a very short period of time.
Mhm.
Then I was like, okay, clearly I've got to do something because I don't want to keep gaining. That's not fun. So I did go back on it and I gradually went back up and I got up to the 15 and then I started losing and losing weight again, but I was so sick on the
Mhm.
15. My body did not do well with that at all. It made me sick twice where I was throwing up so violent. I had petechial hemorrhaging in my face. My ribs were so sore from the convulsing of
Mm.
it was awful. I could not even go to work the next day. At that point, that was when I knocked it all the way back down to I think I had halved it or I might have gone back down to the 5. The other symptoms for me has only been on the highest dosage. Some people take it and they're fine.
Mhm.
Like they're completely fine. But for me, it did not sit well with my body. So then I went back down. Some of the other side effects that I've had were I freeze. I will be so cold.
Mhm.
My hands, my feet. I will just be frozen. And then I told you recently, I've started noticing now I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and I'm sweating and I'm like, okay, this is not normal. Am I having some kind of hot flashes or something like that?
Yeah.
So not fun. So they are obviously effective. Everybody's talked about them. They're the whole rage right now or whatever. But at the same time, come with some symptoms and some side effects. Use cautiously and
Yeah.
obviously make the best decision for your body.
Do you feel like people judge you for it?
I don't know, and I don't really care. I mean, I'm going to do what's best for me. And if I don't want to be 300 or 400 pounds, I don't want to be 300 or 400 pounds. And if that means taking
Mhm.
a shot to get me there, I'm not saying like, I think that you should definitely not just rely on the shot because that's not what I'm doing either. I'm not saying that I don't have some bad eating habits because I'm in love with my low sweet tea and I'm not going to give that up in Starbucks. But I've made a lot of adjustments and a lot of tweaks that even should have moved the needle before I ever started on a GLP-1 and they just didn't. So, I am saying you want to make sure that you are doing stuff as well. Don't just use the shot as a complete crutch because,
Well, I mean, you're going to use muscle loss.
that's the other thing. So I've been going to the gym with Bryant, my son, several times a week now as well, because I have noticed that too. That's another thing. I have like great legs and I have been able to tell I'm losing muscle mass in my legs now. And I don't like that. So to combat that, I have been going to the gym multiple days a week as well. Don't just take the shot and move
Get
your
healthy,
body,
move your body.
get
Yeah.
healthy and move
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah.
So we play tennis multiple times a week and that's one form of our exercise that we enjoy. So.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, I didn't necessarily lose that much weight, but what it really noticed, like the marker for me is that my C-reactive protein, which is what markers your inflammation,
Mhm.
by getting on the GLP-1s, that number is within normal. And after I got COVID, I continued to monitor it because when I had the miscarriages, I wanted to know what's wrong with me. Like, why did this happen?
Yeah.
It's just something that you want to know because you're upset and you're
Yeah.
hurt and you want to know what's wrong with my body.
Yeah, I think a lot of women would feel that way too.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so I, of course, did every single test under the sun.
To see.
And the one thing is that my C-reactive protein was very, very much in the normal range, whereas before it was through the roof. So it helped that, which is inflammation. And you
Yeah.
can tell when your body is not inflamed too. So I know that some of the things that the GLP-1 helps is not just weight loss, it is helping people with inflammation as well.
Yeah.
They're seeing reduction in cancer rates too. So with that
Yeah.
being said, there's a lot that they don't know about the GLP-1s.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going to happen 20
Right.
years
10
from
years from
now,
now.
right?
Yeah.
They're finding out now that Lipitor actually can lower your cholesterol in the brain and cause Alzheimer's. There's things that I'm sure that we're going to learn 20 years from now
Yeah. That we don't know
that we
now.
don't know
Yeah.
now. That part of it is scary.
Yeah, it is. It
But
is.
at the same token, I can see the inflammation in my body is down.
Yeah.
I will attribute a lot of my weight loss to the HRT, which we're going to get into in just a second. It definitely did help. I think it helps with that voice in your head.
Mhm.
I think it helps with saying, is this something that I really have to have? Especially with that food addiction.
Yes.
It seems to have quieted
It
that a
does.
little bit.
It definitely quiets the hunger noise, I guess. You're not thinking about food and you're not constantly, what's for lunch? What's
Yeah.
what's my next meal? Or
But then
snacking all the time.
getting to the HRT, because
Yes.
that is what I feel like helped me a lot too. So like I
I'm
said,
interested in that. So I genuinely
and
want
what
to
you're
know
telling me
about.
about waking up and having the hot
Yes.
flashes.
Yeah.
So no woman ever wants to say that they're perimenopausal, right? I had a miscarriage at 42. And then literally that was right after I had just gotten over COVID. And then another one that same year, after I had just turned 43. Then I really went on this kind of mission to figure out
What was
going on.
Yeah.
But still, nobody told me hormones. I went to a holistic doctor. I wanted to know what was wrong. I was on so many vitamins that literally I was taking $500 worth of vitamins a month.
Woo!
And then I'm like, okay, this isn't working. I'll just be fat at this point. Because I was miserable. I was taking so many vitamins and you couldn't keep up with when to take them.
Oh my gosh.
So I was a functional medicine doctor. That's what it was. And so I tried that. And then my friend, she lost a ton of weight and she looked absolutely fantastic. I was like, what are you doing? She told me. I went to the doctor. It's actually called Nori Health, and I've actually sent a couple people there. I went and my estrogen was low, my progesterone was low, my testosterone was low.
So they tested all of that.
They tested all of that. They tested everything that you can think of. FAS. Golly, say that again. F, my FSH.
Spit it out.
Yeah, my T3, my T4, any test that you can think of, they ran. When they came across that, she's like, your hormones are all in loop-de-loops.
Is a visit expensive or?
Insurance did cover a lot of it, but I want to say it was like $300 with all the testing they did plus the doctor's visit, $300 or $400. It wasn't more than that.
Bad. That's worth
and I
it.
had terrible insurance at the time. So yeah. So it wasn't horrible. Do you know that women did not start being researched until 1978?
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So, researched in as far as hormonal health.
Yeah.
And so
it's still kind of taboo. You know what I mean? Like,
because at first they said, oh, you can't take those. They're going to cause breast cancer. If you've had any breast cancer genes, you can't take certain hormones. And so they're coming to find out now that there's been more and more women's research because men got researched, not women.
Yeah.
We were just a byproduct.
Yes.
Yeah. So they finally,
in
the late 1970s, started researching women's health. With that, we've had advances to say, okay, now you can be on estrogen and progesterone and what to take. And you do have to take progesterone to offset the estrogen. That's kind of like a duo.
Yeah.
Learned that. And then women and testosterone. So here's the craziest part. When you have PCOS, normally your testosterone is super high.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
really?
Yep. So normally your testosterone, that's one of the ways that they figured out that I had PCOS is I had the cystic ovaries and then my testosterone levels were high, but then my testosterone levels were low. So they put me on testosterone cream. And then progesterone and estrogen. And it has been a game changer. I dropped 25 pounds within 2 months by going on HRT.
I'm about to go get checked out.
You should.
Yeah. I'll be back in a month or two. I'll let y'all know.
One of the reasons that I went is because I was waking up drenched. Like my shirt was drenched in sweat and it was always at 3 a.m.
Oh my God. Okay.
I was drenched, like between my boobs especially. I would be drenched.
I was thinking that it was maybe the shot, but the shot was not doing that to me. It was originally just, like I said, just freezing me. I have lost some of the weight that I'd gained at the beginning of this year, but it's still not, I still want to kind of investigate and see. Yeah. So I think that would be, a great option too for me.
So perimenopause can start as early as 36, 37.
Don't do that to me. I'm having one more baby.
But that doesn't mean you can't have kids. My sister is 43 years old and about to have her first child. I got pregnant at 42 and 43. At 42, the miscarriage I had is because I didn't know I was pregnant when I went to the hospital with COVID. And they gave me all the remdesivir and plasma. And they didn't even ask me if I thought I might be pregnant. I had no idea. And so I think because of all of that, that's why I lost the baby. Yeah. And then at 43, I know that my progesterone was really low. I guess I've had low progesterone for years now because with Sammy, I had to be on a progesterone tablet the first 12 weeks that I was pregnant with her.
Oh, wow.
And then when I got pregnant the second time, they put me on it, but I guess enough. So there's that. Like I said, I dropped 25 pounds within like 2 months. And so then it's just kind of been a slow go. So I've been on it now for about a year and a half maybe. But I remember I borrowed my friend Lauren's watch down the street because I kept having heart palpitations.
Yeah.
And so what did my primary care doctor do? He referred me to an electrophysiologist, which is a cardiologist that specializes in like heart pulses and and so they wanted to put me on this heart monitor. It was going to cost me almost $1,000 to have this heart monitor for a month because my insurance didn't want to cover it.
Yeah.
I was having heart palpitations. I was having 11 heart palpitations a minute.
Oh my
and every
gosh.
time it takes my breath away. So it scared me. I literally was on the couch for one weekend. I started doing my own research because you have to advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. Saw that perimenopause and hormones out of whack can cause heart palpitations. So I was having the night sweats. Okay, something's going on. Yeah. And so then my friends had lost the weight and she had been on HRT and she looked fantastic. And so I had made an appointment. But it took me a little while to get in. Within being on the medicine for a 2-week period, the heart palpitations were gone.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Gone, totally gone. Yes. And so, but that is how I got on this journey. And had I never done the research myself, it's like you have to push your doctors, guys. You have to be your own advocate.
You do now. And I think part of that is because the medical system is so overwhelmed right now, too. It's hard to get an appointment sometimes, even.
I think that for sure you need to go to a doctor and get your hormones checked.
I think so, too. I think I've needed to for a long time because literally from the time I hit puberty, I used to be so tiny. And I remember my dad even talking about, he's like, I was so little, just ate like a bird. And then as soon as I hit puberty, it everything changed. Everything. I would be in pageants and stuff, and I remember dropping down, like I would eat 500 calories or less a day just to try to fit into the dress that I had. I mean, I was finding a way to fit into that dress.
I think they call that anorexia.
No, I don't know. But anyways, no, I only did it for a pageant, but not healthy, right? And I did. I mean, I lost a bunch of weight with doing that, obviously, because I cut down the calories so far.
And I think for women too, sometimes we don't eat enough calories.
That's true too.
Not
eating, I struggle with that though,
because I will notice that I get busy at work, and so
and then I forget to eat,
and I might not eat something, or the morning is super busy, so I might just eat at 3:00, and then I don't want to eat.
Yes, like because you're so and then you're going to be eating dinner coming up. I don't like. They'll tell you first it was 3 times a day, and then it was 5 small meals a day, and then it's kind of like I'm like I cannot eat that much, or I will be as big as the side of a house. And so
I think it's what you eat, though.
It's part of that. But even when I was like trying to do the smaller thing, it never seemed to work for me.
But there is no good advice, and that's the thing.
That is
something I think people go to the GLP because at least you know it works,
right? Well, also one size does not fit all when it comes to weight and being healthy and your metabolism. Your body is different and is going to need something different than other people's. I can't.
Some experts will tell you create a caloric deficit.
Yes.
Some people will tell you eat 5 meals a day.
Yes.
Some will tell you don't need to eat, that you need to do intermittent fasting and let your body rest.
Remember, I was reading a book on that too, because I did a little bit of intermittent fasting. It's been a couple of months ago. I dropped about 7 pounds doing that, just here and there. I would go 2 or 3 days, and all I would do was drink. I think I went 48 to 72 hours almost without eating, because it was about 2 to 3 days at one point where I did not eat any solid food.
When I was 25 and I lost those 45 pounds, or I think it was more than that. But anyways, when I lost all that weight, so I did it by juice fasting. So I first started off with a 3-day water cleanse.
Yeah.
And so all I drank was water, honey, lemon juice, and cayenne pepper. The first 3 days were so brutal. I was so miserable. But then I did a juice fast. You didn't have any of the pulp, and you only either did vegetable juice or fruit juice. You didn't combine them. I did that for like 20 days, and I did lose 28 pounds like that. But then the very last day I broke the fast because I went to get off the toilet and I passed out because I hadn't had anything.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
so that's,
so there's all these dramatic diets that you can do.
Yeah. Obviously.
But I think
fad things.
But
you can't stay consistent with that
and maintain it.
You can't. Yeah. It's not a lifestyle.
I think so. The GLP-1s are of making that possible.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot of good that goes with it.
I think so too.
I think that there's a lot of side effects and maybe things that aren't good.
Yeah.
But I think better to lose the weight than to be heavier.
Well, definitely, because then once you're heavier, you've got all other kind of problems that also pop up with diabetes and high blood pressure and stuff like that plays into it. So then even your overall health is worse. So
yeah.
When you're
So Amber, let's play Snatched Up or Sketched Out.
Yay, my favorite.
All right. So taking a GLP-1 when you're not diabetic. Just for weight loss.
I mean, I'm going to say snatched up. I think it's sketched out if you're only doing it because you don't want to move your body and you don't want to try to eat healthier or be healthier. I think if you've struggled, you've tried things, you're active, I think it's snatched up.
I agree.
Do what you got to do.
I agree.
We're not judging here anyways.
No judge.
We don't judge anyway. We don't judge at all. No. We do a lot of questionable things ourselves.
Speak for yourself.
I will.
Oh, she's speaking for me too. Okay. Keeping your GLP-1 a secret because you don't want to be judged.
I think that's sketched out.
I think it's sketch too.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why people want to do it because they want people to see they're putting the hard work in too, and they're
Yes.
eating good and they're going to the gym. I can
Yes.
understand because people are judgmental as heck.
Yeah.
I can understand why they would because they want the hard work to be recognized and not just people to say,
Right.
"Oh, the
Right.
shot did it."
Yes, I get that too.
Because I actually know a lot of people who've been on the shot who've only lost a minor amount of weight because they're
Yeah.
not doing all the other changes. But then I know some people who've lost 150 pounds and haven't done anything except for just the shot.
Yeah. Yeah. See that.
So I think everybody is so different.
It is.
You know,
It
God made us
is.
all different for a reason.
And I think if you're going to be on it, you know, don't care what other people
Yeah.
are going to say or think about it.
So starting hormone replacement therapy in your 30s.
I would say if you need it, snatched up. If you're having issues, your hormones are all over the place. I don't see why that would be a problem.
I don't either. I think that for all of us, we should know our bodies. That means trying to get the annual tests where you check all of your stuff, not just your high cholesterol and your blood pressure, but really making your doctor order your TSH, which is your thyroid hormones,
Yeah.
your estrogen, your testosterone, your progesterone levels. I mean, anything, just go. And if your doctor doesn't want to do it,
At least check it out.
yeah, you can always go to one of those
Yeah.
any lab places and have it run for a couple $100s. So I think be in charge of your own health. Advocate for yourself.
Right.
That's my thing.
I would
And
agree.
if that means starting HRT in your 30s,
Do it. Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. I agree.
Refusing HRT or GLP-1 because it's unnatural. I mean, I can understand it.
I can too. And I struggle with this too, because that's why, like I said, I have like a love-hate relationship
And
with
you
them
want to get off
because
of it.
I don't want to be on it. Yeah. I
Right.
don't want to be on it, but I also don't want to be 500 pounds. So, I mean, there's that, but not saying I would be if I was, but, so I can relate to this. I would say probably sketched out because if you've tried everything, and it's just nothing else is working. And two, if you're having hormone things, that's something you can't control your body either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
So I would say that is sketched out to refuse it because it's unnatural.
That's my opinion, but to each their own.
Right.
A partner not supporting HRT or GLP-1 use. Tell us about that, Amber. Tell me.
Well, I would say that's sketched out. I think that you should support your partner, even if you might not agree with their methods or whatever, as long as it's not hurting them. Then I think you should be a supportive partner and go on that journey with them. Because if you don't, then that just causes more stress too.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think that's sketched out.
Yeah, sketched out.
Someone losing 50 pounds on GLP-1 and acting like it was all just their discipline. Discipline.
That's sketched out.
Yeah, that's sketched out too.
You might as well, you know what I mean?
But again, I get it because they, like we just talked about, if they don't want their hard work, but I think it's sketched out. Like, be honest because it helps somebody else.
Yes. And I get it too because I take one, but I'm active. I go to the gym. I play tennis. I try to eat healthier. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not saying I'm trying to say that our diet is great or excellent, but it's better. It's better.
So some friends of ours, I'm going to give them a shout out. It's two guys down 200 pounds.
Yes.
And on their podcast a couple weeks ago, they were talking about the Mondays. And so I used to be this binge eater. And so I would say, I'm going to start my diet on Monday.
Yeah.
And so I would start Monday, but then what would happen is by Wednesday, if I failed, then I'd say, okay, I'm going to start again next Monday. And I would binge eat from Wednesday to the next Monday.
Yeah.
And so I did more damage in those 3-4 days than I did instead of saying, okay, I had a bad meal. I ate something I shouldn't.
Yeah.
The next meal, I'm going to get right back on it.
Yeah. So a lot of times for me, when I'm a Monday, and I'm like, I'm going to start Monday. I'll start next week. Well, Monday and next week never came. Usually for me.
And that's what they talked about, the Mondays.
Yes.
So, all right, last one. Being healthier at 190 pounds than you were at 150 pounds.
Are you really healthier 190 versus 150? I guess I would need the context behind that because if you're 190 pounds Is your blood sugar higher? Is your cholesterol higher? Is your blood pressure higher? Because a lot of times weight influences all of that, right?
Mhm.
So if it's because you've put on muscle and it's
Yeah.
healthy weight, that's one thing. Yes, I would say snatched up. But if we're talking about just 40 more pounds of fat, I don't really know how.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's
I think I need the
if you're
context behind
yeah,
that.
if you gained muscle and you've been working out, and it also depends on your height, right? Like, were you
Yes.
underweight at 150 pounds?
Right.
Are you
Well, and even my body, it's shifted. The best weight for me changed throughout my life. Like
Mhm,
at a
mhm.
certain time, 120 was a perfect point for me, almost
Yeah.
too small. Then it was like 140 was too small for me. Your body kind of changes, and it also changes how you carry your
Well, it
weight
changes
too.
after you've had kids,
Yes.
you know?
And now I've never been able to go by those, like the BMI, because I am more muscular as it is. I'm thicker and I have more of like a gymnast body. And so it did not matter what, like I was never on par
Mhm,
with what the BMI thing said for my height and my
mhm.
weight. I use it as a reference guide, but also knew that
And I don't love
it's
BMI.
too small for me actually with my
Yeah,
frame and stuff and my build.
yeah.
So,
So, guys, that wraps up Snatch Your Sketch, but
yep.
we wanna make sure that you are following us on TikTok and Instagram.
At Snatch Up Podcast.
And don't forget, go back and like this on whatever platform you're listening to us,
Yes, and give us a 5-star review because you know you want to.
and we never let you down.
Right?
Well, we didn't come here to tell you what to do with your body,
But we came here to tell you that you're not crazy for having questions about it.
and you're not alone in it.
So make sure that you follow us, share this, and tell your friends.
And until then,
Let's get snatched up.